Get the latest in Cardinal sports. Benny Rogers brings you the latest in scores and standings throughout the region. Cardinal Weekly starts now.
Welcome to another edition of Cardinal Weekly presented by the Cardinal Sports Network. I'm Benny Rogers, the Sports Information Officer here at the college. Our guest today will be Cardinal head football coach Brad Smiley, whose team is riding high with a 4-0 mark, all conference games, and a number 3 national ranking. But first, let's catch up with Lady Cardinal softball and volleyball. The Lady Cardinal softball team will put its 4-0 record on the line in tournament action in Louisiana this weekend. Coach Ashley Johnson's squad is scheduled to play Saturday and Sunday in the McNeese State Tournament. The Lady Cardinals are scheduled to play 3 games on Saturday and 2 more on Sunday, including against host McNeese at 10 a.m. In volleyball, the Lady Cardinals were on the road Wednesday to face Lamar State in conference action. Coach Tasha Spain's squad carried a 19-3 season and 3-1 conference records into the game. Friday night is a big night for the Lady Cardinals. They are scheduled to host defending national champion Blinn in a non-conference game at 6 p.m. Next Wednesday, the Lady Cardinals will be at home against Navarro at 7 p.m. and we will webcast that match on the Cardinal Sports Network. Saturday night at Bruce Field, the Cardinals took down number 11 Kilgore in 52-35 fashion. The Cardinals fell behind 21-14 and then scored 38 unanswered points to stay unbeaten on the year. The Cardinals will put that unbeaten record on the line Saturday when they travel to Santa Fe to take on Southeast Prep in a 3 p.m. kickoff. And now let's visit with Coach Brad Smiley. Brad, when we talked at the end of the summer, we were looking at a schedule that included Tyler Navarro to start with, 4 straight conference games. What were your thoughts then as opposed to what they are now that you're 4-0 and have a so-called room with a view and watch the rest of the conference beat up on each other?
Right. Well, we knew obviously the way we started the season was going to be a challenge, but when the schedules were first made last spring, my first thought and my first gut reaction was, man, that's tough. I mean, no warm-up games, no non-conference to start with, to play these young guys in, to get them ready for these heavyweights battles. But as it got on about early summer, I started thinking, what a great opportunity this is going to be, because, I figured we'd be highly ranked. We knew that they would be as well. Tyler and Navarro both finished high last year. We knew Kilgore was sitting on a good squad. We knew Cisco would be improved. So what a great opportunity. And just kind of sitting back looking at the schedule going, guys, we hit this, once we get to Southeast Prep, DuPage, back-to-back non-conference games, if we can have 3-4 wins, we're sitting in a great spot, at that point in time. And then, here we are now just talking about it again. I mean, I couldn't be more proud of the way the team has played and prepared, and the coaches getting them prepared, because we're sitting at 4-0. We know we've locked down postseason play. We know we've got one more to, the next conference game that we play, it's for home field advantage and quite possibly for the regular season championship.
It's really crazy because here we are, September's not even over with, and you touched on it there. You've got a playoff berth wrapped up. Right. How many times have we seen this conference where it goes down to week 9?
Yeah, last week.
And you pull out every tiebreaker known to man to figure out who's in the playoffs.
Exactly. So I just couldn't be more pleased right now where we are and how we've played, and we're sitting at the top. We're sitting in the guard spot. There's no question. Now we get a chance to have a couple weeks to watch these teams we've battled each other, and watch this whole thing sort itself out. So again, I think we're in a great spot, no question about it.
As you look at the team, break down for us all 3 phases: offense, defense, and special teams, and where you think you are and where you think you can still get better.
Right. Defensively, right now, I mean, I think we're coming off a very great effort against Kilgore, and where we started with Tyler, and again, statistically, we're still one of the better defenses, and we've played 4 offenses in this league. We have yet to get to some of the other teams that everybody else has played. So, man, we've seen some firepower. I mean, there are some offensive guys. If you look at the nation's leaders right now, passing, receiving, rushing, total offenses, I mean, they're out there. And, just really proud of Coach Reed and the defensive staff. They've just each week, we've less points, fewer yards, less points, fewer yards, on and on and on. So, that shutout, the second, third quarter shutout they pitched against Kilgore was huge. We're down 21-14 after a quarter, and we outscored them 38 straight. And the defense is creating takeaways and getting fourth down stops. I mean, how big was that play Saturday night against Kilgore? So, really happy with the way that's going. Our defensive front is very athletic. We knew it'd be athletic, bring some speed to the table. Our depth is starting to develop. Those guys are starting to come on. I think what we have end-wise with Manasseh Miles, Devontae Fields is one heck of a bookend. The inside play we're getting from J.T. Williams and Jordan Points and Keandre Love, Cantrell Gaines. I mean, these guys are making plays. They're getting off blocks. They're controlling the line of scrimmage. And in this league, that's what you have to do. I know guys are throwing the ball more, but it's still a running league. You still have to win up front. Our secondary, we knew was going to be good. They've had more opportunities to get their hands on balls, interceptions. That's happening. Brandon Stewart, Jamal Wiltz playing at a very high level. Jamal Jones, true freshman, stepping in at free safety with LB Bates being injured for a few weeks now. He's played great. Jalen Scott's given us great effort. All the guys in the depth that we're rolling in are really playing well. So excited for what's going to continue with that defense. Offensively, right now there's not a whole bunch to complain about. Right now I think we're first in the country in yards per game. We're second in points per game. We're third in rushing. We're second in passing. We're top three in nearly every statistical category. Our offensive line has been dominant at times. We had a great test last week against the best defensive line we'll see on Saturdays this fall in Kilgore's, and they played well. And we had some miscommunications, and we hadn't seen an even front in 3.5, 4 weeks. So it's really good to see us go out there. We had some miscommunications and we had some mistakes, and we still were able to go out and put 52 points on the board. Obviously our running backs have been running the ball really well. Really proud of those first few weeks. With Markel and Louise, Jeff just hammering and hitting it hard and running extremely well, and they know the offense. They're so much faster than last year just because they know what to do, and they're pulling the trigger. And then Markel, was out last week with an ankle sprain, and DJ Breedlove steps in, and, he's had 3 touchdowns the last 2 weeks. And last week, he was almost our player of the game because of just the way he came in and gave us a spark when he caught that ball out of the backfield for the go-ahead touchdown and then made some really nice runs. It's been fun. Our receiving core has been making plays. Everybody's having an opportunity to touch the ball. Everybody's having an opportunity to get in the end zone. I think everybody now but 2 guys have scored a touchdown. And so that's a lot of fun. We're being led by Jarvis Baxter, who Jarvis had such a great offseason, put on 10, 15 pounds of muscle, got faster, stronger, and he was already a playmaker from last year for us. But I'm telling you, he's taking it to another level, the way he works every day in practice, his route running, and really the whole crew. Coach Whitfield stays on those guys and about the little things. And you start to see it show in these big ball games, and they're out there making plays. Our leader under center, we're in shotgun. We don't get under center much. But, Kyle Postma has been lights out. The guy has – his spring, where he's come from spring to here, Coach Patterson's done a great job. Just mechanically, his footwork, the ball's coming out of his hand, and he's having an exciting year. And he's putting up great numbers. Obviously, last week, 450 yards of total offense, or 452. 5 touchdowns. That was first pick of the year, and it was eating at him. He's got 16 touchdowns in 4 games. He's thrown for almost 1,400 yards. Right. Plus he can run. Plus he's taken off, and he's got a couple hundred yards rushing, a couple touchdowns. So, right now, just offensively, Coach Patterson and Coach Pond, Coach Witt, they just got them all clicking on all cylinders, and everybody's on the same page. The effort's there. They play with the attitude, and our tempo has been a deciding factor for us in these ball games. We see it late in the game, and those defenses are tired, hands on hips. They're looking at the sideline, and we're running plays. So just really proud of the way everything's come together on that side of the ball. Special teams, we've had a few breakdowns on some kickoffs and allowed a few big returns, but we've also had twice as many we've pinned inside the 20, pinned inside the 10, pinned inside the 5-yard line one time on our kickoff squad. So I know, sometimes it looks, after the game, you're thinking, wow, man, we got gashed, but then you go back and we kicked off 12 times because we scored so many points. These kids are tired of getting down the field. One guy loses contain one time, so nothing to really get upset about. Leo Peralta leads the country in scoring. Kyle Preselli's 12th in the country in punting right now. Our protection's been real good. We had the block in game 2 versus Navarro. We got those corrected. Austin Alfaro, true freshman deep snapper, stepped up since then. He's been on the money the last few games. Our coverage from that, the Gunners, here's, Jamal Wiltz is an all-conference, all-American caliber defensive back, but he and Jalen Scott, who's another all-conference caliber defense, but they're out there as our Gunners. They're running down, making tackles on punt team. If people really took a look at who our guys were, I don't pull any punches. Our special teams is not a break period. It is, we're going to put our best players on the field. We've always been that way, and those guys are making a lot of plays for us. Our kickoff team, starters running down the field, making tackles, making plays. Our return game, Jarvis and Jamal both are probably two of the more exciting guys in this conference with the ball in their hand. When it comes to punt returns, we lost Markel, who was a kick returner with Wiltz. Breedlove stepped up last week. Jeff Harris and Luis Lopez, they're actually playing some in spots because of so much sky kicking we're seeing. Right. So it's like, hey, if you don't want to kick to our athletes in the back end, you're going to kick it to a couple studs in the middle, and we'll go do something with it. So the kids have had a great attitude, just overall as a team. The work has been the attitude towards work and getting prepared and playing every week. I'm proud of them. It's fun.
We talked about the first phase of your schedule, these first 4, let's say. Now this second half, the next 3 of the next 4 against non-conference games, which is really an unusual schedule, as we've touched on many times. But as you look forward, what are your goals and what are you hoping to accomplish in these non-conference games with that big game with Blinn still sitting and any other to close the season?
Exactly. Well, yeah, no question. Phase 1 was those first 4 ball games and making sure that we found ourselves at the end of these 4 weeks in playoffs. In playoffs already or in contention with 3 wins. And we've done that. These next few weeks for us, gives us an opportunity as a team just to work on a few different things. Because once you hit conference play, you put your head down and you're just rolling and you're grinding. So now there's a lot of things in all 3 phases we've been wanting to get to that we just, hey, let's just wait till, we get those few weeks of non-conference play to start working those things to get prepared for Blinn and NEO in the end. Because when it's all said and done, it all comes down to conference play. So it's, maybe moving a guy here and there, giving another guy an opportunity to play a couple different spots. It's a few things we want to work on run game-wise on the offensive side of the ball. It's a few things we want to work on defensively. We're defensively, we're very multiple right now. We're keeping people on, guessing. Kicking game, same type of deal, getting a few people moved around, and prepare ourselves for those last 2 conference ball games. Again, like I said, we know 3 weeks from now, we get an opportunity to play a very good Blinn club that would lock down home field advantage and quite possibly could win us a trophy for the regular season. Right. So, these next 2 weeks we're working extremely hard and, when we're preparing well to go out and win these 2 ball games, but we're also looking at, what do we need to get and this guy here and this guy there, and allows us to in practice to get out there and give our younger guys a lot of work, going live, and we always do that anyway. We're going to go live on Tuesday nights, Bloody Tuesday, and our 3s on 3s, it's live and scrimmage type situation. So we're continuing to develop our depth, throughout the year. So down the line, they're ready when we need them.
Before we let you go, Brad, I want you to talk real briefly about the fan support you've had this year, because we are packing Bruce Field on Saturday nights, and even on road games, we're drawing more than the home team.
No question. The one road game we have, we outdrew Navarro. That was awesome. Even in the conditions, the rain, the storms, the delays, our people were hanging in there. The supports, auxiliary people from campus, the band and the Cardettes cheer have been awesome. The other sports, we see them; they're showing up to play. To root our guys on, but the community support has been great. And, you see each week it kind of builds. Obviously starting off with big games helps. If you're playing Tyler right off the bat, Tyler last year was packed to the gills both sides, so they knew that was going to be a great game. But then a lot of people, I just get comments on from the community and emails and text messages and people stopping me in stores just saying, man, you guys are so much fun to watch. Yeah. You know, just the speed and the athletes and the style of the way we do things. It's just they're having fun watching our guys play fast, and it's great to get that recognition from the community. And of course, I pass it on to our kids. But the way our kids play the game, the effort and the tempo that they play with, we play with an edge. We're a physical team.
Oh, yeah.
That's fun to watch. I mean, we're putting a product on the field that I would want to watch, and I would buy a ticket to come see. And I think that's the key. And then word of mouth is happening, and of course, some of the scores that we're having and seeing.
Yeah.
People want to come check it out. It's like obviously there's something happening down here that we want to go check it out, and we're starting to see it nationally as well with our high streams and just the a lot of the recognition we get from the NJCAA.
I was going to say they've used a lot of our photos on their national website already this year.
Exactly. 3 of the 4 weeks we have been mentioned as one of the games of the week. 2 of the 4 weeks we have been the national game of the week. So, telling our kids, hey, you guys are living up to your end of the bargain. That's what it is, and that's what you have to do to be a perennial power around the nation and in their conference. You have to make sure that each week that you have an opportunity to go out there and show what you can do. You got to go out there and do it.
Absolutely. Well, Brad, thanks for stopping by. That's Coach Brad Smiley of the 3rd-ranked and unbeaten Trinity Valley Community College Cardinals. That's going to wrap it up for this edition of Cardinal Weekly. For the Cardinal Sports Network, this is Benny Rogers reporting.